And as she was talking, her eyes quickly went to her bed and she discovered that it was scattered, and she shouted at once, "Who did this to my bed?" And she shouted again, "Who did this?" "Mommy, when will I start school? It has been over 3 years since Daddy joined his father's, and I've been sitting at home for long now, and all my mates are in school. I'm tired." Adanne cried out her pain to her mother. "I feel your pain, my daughter. You know, since then, things have been really tough for us, and I want what is best for you," her mother said. "But Mama, there are other schools I can go to. Please, just put me in any one of them. I am getting older already." Adanne, a 20-year-old girl who had been at home for over 3 years after her father went to the skies. It has been so difficult for Chiamaka, her mother, to take care of her alone. Even at that, she still wants what's best for her only child, Adanne. So she saved up money for that 3 years to put her daughter to the best school in the city, with the hope that she may come out in flying colors. "Mommy, I'm talking to you. Why keep me silent?" While Adanne was talking to her mother was in deep focus in her thoughts, thinking about Adanne's future. "Mommy," Adanne drags her mother's shirt and she regained herself immediately. "Oh, I was just thinking about Green Village School in the city. I heard they are one of the best schools and they have good teachers as well. But mother, I heard it's a boarding school and it's quite expensive. We barely eat. Talk more of that school," Adanne said. "I have already made up my mind, my dear. Let's see how next month will be," her mother said. Adanne, after hearing her mother's words, she smiled and said, "Okay, mommy." Adanne and her mother lived in a small old village house, as that is the only property her father left for them. In the village, Adanne is the only girl who doesn't go to school, and whenever she follows her mother to the market, people always questioned her and her mother, asking questions they could never answer. Why Adanne is not in school yet? "Do you want her to be selling tomatoes and pepper like you?" the people said. But however, Adanne's mother would keep them silent to avoid further questioning from them. For 3 weeks, Adanne's mother gathered all the profits she made from her sales and added them to the money she already saved for Adanne's schooling, and she used some of the money she gathered to buy foodstuffs and some clothing for Adanne. At evening time on that 3rd week, she called Adanne and said, "Adanne, come and see what I bought for you." "Yes, mommy, I am coming." Adanne, with excitement on her face, she quickly left what she was doing outside and ran to see what her mother got for her. "Take a look," her mother said. "Wow, all this for me?" Adanne jumped happily, full of joy. Her mother bought her some dresses, a black pair of shoes, and some provisions as well. Her mother then said to Adanne, "You should prepare yourself for next week. Start reading your old books, just in case they ask you any question so that you will be able to answer them." And she replied, "Do not worry, Mama, I will make you proud. But Mommy, you should have told me you were going to buy some provisions for me, so I can follow you and choose what I like." "So you mean you don't like them?" her mother asked. And Adanne answered, "I do like them." "Then what is the matter?" her mother replied. "Nothing, Mama," she said. And so 1 week after, it was a new month, a Monday morning. As Adanne heard the voice of a rooster, she got up immediately from her sleep as the shaking morning sound woke her up. She took a bath quickly and dressed in one of the clothing her mother bought for her. She looked beautiful that morning in her black new shoes. However, her mother, on the other hand, was dressed in her old clothing, as the money wasn't enough to get herself a new dress. And as they were going out that morning, people around their neighborhood were staring at them in surprise after seeing Adanne dressed like a schoolgirl and carried a backpack. They were all surprised because for over 3 years they have never seen Adanne dressed in such clothing. And one of the women approached them and she asked Adanne's mother, "Where are you taking her?" And she said, "We are going for our enrollment in school." And the woman reacted with deep surprise. "Wow, what school?" And Adanne answered with a rush, "Green Village School." "Green Village School? What?" the woman said in surprise. And she said, "Why that school? Do you have money to spend? Why not put her in one of the schools in the village?" And the woman asked Adanne's mother, And she answered, I have my reasons and we are only going there for screening, so it's not like it's a big deal. And the woman said, well, do what's best for your daughter, and she left them. Adanne's mother shouted at Adanne after the woman left. She said, why did you tell her the school? You are being too hasty and too overexcited. This should have been a secret for us. And Adanne said, I am sorry, Mama. I'm just happy I'm going to school again. You know, it has been so long I went to school. And so they went on to enter a small vehicle that would take them to the school. And Adanne waved her hands with a smile on her face to the woman who was staring and smiling at her as they were still in surprise of Adanne dressed in school clothing. And as they were going, Adanne was smiling all through the trip as it has been long she went to school. When Adanne saw the school from a short distance, she immediately alerted her mother and said, Mommy, look, we are close. And as they got to the gate of the school, it was written on the gate, Green Village School, a school for bright future, a school for a brilliant child. But however, the school is full of children of the rich. As Adanne and her mother stepped into the school, they were so surprised of how beautiful the school is. And as they were staring, one of the teachers in the school approached them and said, hello there, are you looking for someone? And Adanne's mother answered, no sir, we want to see the principal of the school for a moment. And he said, oh, the head of the school is a woman, madam. Please come this way. And he took Adanne and her mother to the principal's office and they started a conversation among themselves. Young lady, what is your name? The principal asked. Ma, my name is Adanne. And you, madam? Oh, my name is Chiamaka. I am Adanne's mother. So you have come for a romance, I presume? Yes, ma. And how old is your child? The head of the school asked. She is 20 years now, ma. Adanne's mother answered, and what class is she enrolling for? And she replied, I class 2, ma. Oh, you mean SS2 class? The principal asked. And Adanne quickly nodded her head, giving the principal a signal of yes. And the principal asked Adanne, I hope you are good in book reading because we have very intelligent students in high class 2. And Adanne said, I will try my best, ma. And the principal gazed at Adanne's mother and said, are you aware that this is a boarding school and the school fees are quite high, but if you live close by, she can be a home student? And Adanne's mother answered, yes, ma, I am aware it is a boarding school and I already bought her the things she would need. And after they finished discussing, the principal collected all Adanne's information and added her name to the school record. And after Adanne's mother finished settling the school fees and the book fees, Adanne and the principal escorted her as she was leaving. And she said to Adanne with the voice of a mother who already misses her child, she said, don't worry my daughter, you will be fine, okay? Make sure you study hard and make mommy proud, okay? I will come back and visit you 2 times every month, okay? And Adanne shed tears as her mother was speaking. She could not utter any words as her mother was speaking. She quickly hugged her mother and said, I love you, mama. And her mother tapped her back gently as she weeps. And as she was leaving, Adanne waved her hands, saying goodbye to her mother, while the principal was smiling, being touched after seeing the love of a mother and a daughter. And after her mother has gone, the principal took Adanne to her class to introduce her to her new classmates. And as they were heading towards the classroom, noise of students was coming out of the class. And as the student heard the voice of the principal, the noise quickly stopped. And as they stepped in, the principal quickly cleared her throat while Adanne's chest was pounding. She was shy as it's her first time in 3 years to be in school and stand before different students. And the principal said, class, let me introduce you to our new students and your new classmates. Adanne, meet your classmates, make friends with them and feel welcome. And Adanne said, good morning class, greeting all her classmates even as she was shy, and they all greeted her back. And Bisola, one of the students, whispered into another student's ear called Chioma, and she said, what kind of dressing style is that? And Chioma laughed, ha 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 ha, and they started gossiping her the first day at school. In her class, 3 best friends who are the top 3 best students in the school. They are known as Bisola, the smartest among one of them, followed by Chioma, also known as Shishi. She's good in maths, and Adiego, also called Small rich woman. Her parents are so rich and she dressed the finest during free day. These 3 students are the toughest in the school. Their grades are top notch. No one has ever broken their records. And then there's Abimbola and Adebola, 2 brothers always showing off in the class. And then there's Jessica, a transfer student from the branch school. And Adanne, a poor village girl without a father, alone in a boarding school for the first time with no friends. After the principal finished introducing Adanne to her class, she took her to her dormitory, the building where the students live in after school. When they arrived at the dorm, the principal appointed a free bed space to her. Her bed space is joined together with 3 others, and the principal said to her, "This will be your bed and your space. Feel free to explore the dorm and don't forget to make friends. You can rest for today. From tomorrow, you will start school fully." And Adanne said, "Thanks, ma." And then after, the principal went back to her office. While Adanne was alone in the dorm, she was wondering who the 3 bed space are for. And as she was arranging her belongings, she discovered that she only carried 5 of her clothing. She was so surprised and she quickly remembered and said, "Oh, earlier today I was in a hurry and I forgot the other bag." But however, even in the other bag she left at home, there are only 3 clothing in it. She has only 8 clothing since her mother is very poor. She couldn't afford to buy Adanne much clothing. And later that day, it was past noon. Adanne was sitting close to the window when she heard the noise of a door being opened, and she ran quickly to say hi to the person. But however, when she got there, it was Bisola, Chioma and Adiego. As she saw them, she greeted, "Good evening, classmates." And Bisola said, "Are you not the new girl we saw today?" And Chioma said, "We thought you went home." And Adanne said, "No, I was here resting. The principal instructed me to take a rest." And Adiego said, "Oh, that woman. Well, whatever." And they all laughed. Ha 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 ha. And said, "Excuse us." And they started making noises with their shoes. As they were going towards their bed space, Bisola said, "Who would have thought she would stay? Look how she's dressed like a village home girl. Did her mother afford the fees?" And as she was talking, her eyes quickly went to her bed and she discovered that it was scattered. And she shouted at once, "Who did this to my bed?" And she shouted again, "Who did this?" As Adanne heard the shout of a voice in the room, she quickly ran to meet them and she asked, "What is the matter?" And Bisola asked, "Did you do this to my bed? How the chocolate stained my bed?" And Adanne said, "Oh, I'm sorry. It must have been when I was arranging my belongings and I did not know it's your bed. I'm sorry." And Bisola said, "Sorry will not fix this. Go and wash it fast and better find a way to make it dry." And Adanne felt sad for herself because on her first day, she made someone angry and she quickly carried the bed cover to wash it. And after she was done, she stayed outside until it was dried.